Yeah, hi everyone. It's that time again for the monthly video blog, and I'm here today with Mary Kern, the longtime president of the Shamanic Astrology Mystery School. And as we've now, over the last month, rebooted and rebranded with a new website to the Turning of the Ages Mystery School. And I am now the founder of this school, and Mary is the acting chairman of the board. So as we go forward into an entirely new era, I thought it would be very valuable for us to have a conversation here about all the upcoming events and what we are conceiving as we go forward into this new time period. What I'm going to share here a lot of it will be in the newsletter, the next newsletter, the new moon, the Leo new moon newsletter. And it'll also, you can find a lot of the information we're going to be talking about here today on the new website under calendar. And we're going to be referencing that a little bit here as we can converse about these different upcoming events. So the very first thing that I want to put out there, because there's still time to be involved with it, is our upcoming, first time in over 3 years, in-person event, which is going to take place in southern Arizona, at the home, actually. Part of it, the night sky part of it, will be at the home of our current managing director, Alwyn, just outside of Bisbee. Now we're going to actually have, this is actually a completely forest certification course. And we haven't really offered one in a long time because of, well, a lot of reasons most of you are aware of. I think everybody's aware of. And it will be a forest certification course, but we also have potentially 5 graduates to be fully certified as an astrologer in our school. But it's not an event just for, advanced people. I mean, if you've never been to one of our courses, you can certainly feel free to come to it if you want to have a real land and sky experience. We'll be holding classes inside, but there will also be events on the land every night for learning the night sky. This will be September 21st to 25th. And put up the schedule, and then we can link to some of the stuff with it. I know you're intending to come.
I am.
You're already fully certified. So if we go down to the event in September 21st to the 25th, here we are, the live in-person night sky cosmology event. And we have a lot of good information up about it. It'll be classes inside, as I say, but also everything on the land in the evenings. And Eric Roth, also qualified to teach the night sky material, will be teaching it. But we'll also have some very interesting special guests showing up that I'm not going to reveal at the moment about that. And a lot of the previous graduates for Night Sky will be there also. In fact, our full council will be there, other than Zaina and myself. For some very unique reasons, I'm not going to be able to be there in person, but I will be Zooming in to do a sharing on the last day. So I certainly will be present with you for all of you who decide to come to this. And there's still time to register for it, and please consider it if you've never been to one of our in-person events and want to actually get a direct as above, so below, night sky, land and sky approach to astrology. This is for you. Now, if we go back to our current time, and I wanted to get this information out, and it's not on the calendar at this point. And that would be these upcoming presentations that I've been involved with. And there's 2 summits that I want to refer to here. The first one is the ongoing summit with Shima Divina, who's doing the interviewing. It's with 7 top astrologers. It's been ongoing, and this is a for pay summit. I think it's $144, I believe. But there's already been 3 of them. A 4th one, I think, is happening pretty much right now. Mine is going to happen on August 10th. And it's really a very deep dive into the paradigm. And, basically it's the contribution this type of astrology can make to understanding what's going on in the world now. That was a pre-recorded one, and it will be released on August 10th. There will be much more information about that and how you can register that will be in the newsletter. Also, I have had the great joy of being involved in Tammy Brunk's Turtle Island Summit. And due to I couldn't be live for that because it's the wrong hours, middle of the night. So we pre-recorded that, and that is going to come out on August 1st. And there will all the details on that you can find actually in our newsletter that's coming out. But I also want to mention that Eric Roth, a great contributor to the school and a former managing director, is going to be also presenting in that Turtle Island Summit on, I think it's on August 6th that his comes up. Mine is August 1st and his is August 6th. Caitlin Castell already is presented in this summit. And to be clear, this is a free summit, right? So it's amazing. A lot of indigenous people are being interviewed by Tammy. And I will be revealing in my talk some really new research that shows that the indigenous pre-contact nations in North America were absolutely unique in the world because they were combining in a culture the 3 primary ingredients of a truly free people. And I go into that in some depth with her, including the uniqueness of the clan structure of the peoples of Turtle Island. And it also be very much about the Pluto return and the Chiron return, the upcoming eclipses in 2023 and 2024. So that's what that one is going to be about. And then also something. Yes, Mary, please.
Just want to put it out there that is from 1 o'clock to 2:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. It's So if you've got that,
so it's very convenient hours for people on Turtle Island. For those that have never heard that expression before, that's the indigenous way that the previous nations, prior to European contact, was how they referred to North America as Turtle Island. Definitely interject at any point here. We have to get through actually a lot of different exciting events coming up here. Then beginning on my Saturday night, and it's not going to be the most convenient hours for people in America, but it's all recorded, so you can go back and listen to them later. A very special presentation I'm doing with an organization called TIFA, the Institute for Aliveness. And this is an organization put together by Andy Page, and she's been a long-time friend of our school. And it's a 10-week course, a deeper dive into Saturn than I've ever done before. In fact, the name of the presentation is Saturn the Liberator, and much of it has to do with helping younger people, because most of our organization is younger people. And when I say younger, I mean age 27 to 46. So it's specifically for people of that age. To be able to share what I've known in my life of stuff that I wish I knew in those years. And the thing that I love about this organization is that they have a very special approach of honoring and utilizing, we could say, elders over age 65. And so I qualified for that. And so I get to actually teach this. And it goes through all the different Saturn initiations, but probably the main feature of it is overturning what I call the hijack of Saturn, that the Saturn of the last 2,000 years is not the larger contribution that Saturn can make, which is why it's called Saturn the Liberator. I think Alwyn, I think, is considering being part of that as some of our other members. And that the information on that also you can find in the newsletter, and it's still time to sign up for it. Even if you sign up for it late, you can get the recordings of the the previous ones. There's a link that you'll see in the newsletter to details of each of the 10 classes and what's intended to be covered in the course. It does require a little bit of some astrology background, but you certainly don't have to know the paradigm of our school. It's open for anyone interested in learning more about Saturn. This also, there's a cost to this one. It's 222 euros, and which is really a good time for Americans to get involved, since the euro is really dropped hugely. So it's even slightly less than the dollar right now. So you can get a good sense if you're wondering, what is this 222 euros? It's about the same as the US dollar right now. Okay. Just a really funny aside. I've had a couple of people, including someone on our new Facebook page, that wrote in and said, so older people can't learn? And actually, I got a funny one from our old friend Bo in Canada. It said, "Oh, so you're ageist now?" Not at all. It's just like it's very focused on for younger people, so they can understand what's to come and what they've been through. Nothing else that we've ever taught in our school has ever had an age thing on it, right? So this is unique, and that's because of the other organization and who they're what they're focusing on, what they're putting the attention on. So those are all of these things I've just mentioned are coming up over the next couple weeks. So why I wanted to talk about it now.
You want to go back to the calendar?
Yes. Because these don't show up on our calendar at this point. Just wanted to share a little bit about these things that you'll see in the newsletter, should you have a chance to see our newsletter. So that was the night sky cosmology event. But the next thing that I would like to talk about here would be the upcoming seminar that I have with Eric. And we have been for many years now putting a special focus on the Mars synodic cycle, which is a 26-month-long cycle, and in July is a very crucial turning point in it. So we on July 22nd are doing our next deep dive into the Mars cycle.
August 22nd.
August 22nd, yeah. This is a follow-up to the series that we've done on the current Mars cycle. The last one was, I think we had in February, which was on the remarkable situation in this Mars cycle that was happening then when Venus and Mars were together in the morning sky. So there's a lot of focus on that one. This is also, there's a cost, although it is free for premium members, but and it's half off for basic members, but otherwise we are charging $40 for this webinar. And as I said, it's a follow-up to the whole series that we've done on Mars, and we can go back 2 or 3 synodic cycles of Mars, and where Eric and I have been presenting this information. So if you go to the link to the registration on this and see what comes up. No, actually, I don't think anything will come up. It's that other thing I sent, which never mind. I mean, it was the information on the previous one. Okay, so then at the Mars seminar coming up also this month. And then the next thing that we want to discuss is about the members' calls. And here we also have something coming up really quickly. And this is going to feature Mary, and Mary has been a regular contributor to the members' calls. And this is for basic and premium members only. So this is one of the benefits for being a member of our school. And this next one that's happening in a couple of days is featuring Mary and Eric. I won't be on this one myself. I get to be on some of them. And then there'll be the next one after. We always do it at the new moon. So we're now doing the members calls always at around the time of the new moon, as best as we can. I mean, it could be a day or two on either side, but this is why it's really useful, I think, for us to have a schedule that you can access on our new site to see when the actual dates are. And for the next two, the one coming up in a few days and the one coming up in August, they're very convenient for people on Turtle Island, and not so easy for people in Europe. So we have this new thing coming up, which is that in September, I'm going to, for the first time, offer one for those who want to be on it live, convenient for people in Europe and Asia. Because we actually have a lot of members in Europe that can't often be on our live calls. So that's going to happen in September. The one you have up here now, I believe, is which one, Mary?
This is this next coming one, I believe.
Right.
The killer one.
But if you, I think there's something different you can see if you go to the one in September.
Yes, this one's at 4 o'clock on Pacific time.
Five
on
o'clock.
No, it's at 4 o'clock. Eric put it at 4.
He did.
He did. He does that. It'll be on
So that's
Saturday.
the only one then in the summer that is
I
4
know.
of
That's
all
why
of our
I
events.
thought I'd point that out.
Yeah. Okay.
It needed to help with his scheduling. Okay. So you want me to go down to the Virgo new moon monthly call?
Yes. Yeah. See if there's anything different there.
Okay.
That's also you and Eric. Did he want that one to be at 4 also?
I don't, he could still change it. I won't speak for
Yeah.
him. He always does them earlier. That's been my experience with him.
Did say that again?
He generally does have them an hour earlier. It's just how it works in his schedule.
Well, the Mars one won't be.
No,
Mars won't be on our regular one. That's we try to
Mars
have all of them
was.
pretty much the same now, and so
Right.
during the summer, one of the things that we are challenged by, if you're all of you who are listening to this, is that where I live, and for those in Hawaii, and for those in Arizona, there's no time change, and plus there's the additional factor, which is that the Europeans have a different date for coming off of daylight savings time to standard time. So it's really sometimes very difficult to have clarity about this. So so the one exception then is this Mary, the one that you're doing with Eric, as far as I can tell. Everything else we're offering to U.S. time is 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. And so see what comes up for September. Thank you for pointing that out, Mary. I was not aware of that yet. So then we have the September one.
Is it on here? Virgo new moon, that's in August. So we're going to the end of September.
The Libra new moon one, right?
There we go.
And so this is the one I'm mentioning is the first one that is specifically set up so people can be on it live from Europe. And it's also convenient for people that are in Asia, but it's specifically been created for people in Europe. So keep that in mind. We'll get out more promos about that so everybody understands that the members call will be there. Remember, the members call is a special benefit for those that are at any level of membership, basic or premium.
And is that British Standard Time? Is that what that is? The 11:30 a.m.
We hope to actually put up the exact times for London, for France, and for us. I think that there we go.
They have
BST, yeah. I'll try to make sure that this is more for sure. We were going over that before our call today to make sure that we have that clarified. As I mentioned, it's kind of hard to figure it out with places that don't change, and even Mexico. different provinces of Mexico have different. Some go to different times. Some go to don't change. Some others, So, and then you have like China, where the entire country of China is the same time. So
No matter where the sun is in the sky.
I'm not aware of a Chinese member, but that's just a different way to realize different parts of the world do it differently.
We're swimming in new waters, and we've got a little bit to learn here. So we're going through a learning curve. Here we go.
Yeah, on the new site, absolutely. And also as we conceive of these upcoming events, it's true. So the next thing I want to discuss are the mentoring calls. Now, this is actually open to anyone. And these are calls with me on a monthly basis, almost always right around the first quarter moon. So the next one is coming up next week on August 5th. And each time we have a group mentoring, there's a new topic. The one coming up is on Pluto, which I thought was a good choice considering it's the peak of the US Pluto return. But this is going to be less about the Pluto return of the US chart. It's more about people in Pluto cycles, transits, or have complexes on their original chart that are Plutonian. And this is also a benefit. It's free for premium members. Basic members are 50% off. Otherwise, it's a $20 charge for the course. These things that we do have a payment for is to support the school. It's because right now the support of the school is from membership and from the few things that we offer that have a cost.
And the mentoring calls have a huge amount of information. That's the kind of thing you want to even listen to twice. It's just
in those calls, people submit questions, and then we look at individual charts and go over the kind of how to navigate it. And there's a lot of new material actually comes out of those. I love doing them because I actually learn a lot from them by getting the feedback from people. And I will say that those would not be calls that would be for people who don't know anything about astrology. I mean, you have to have some background to be able to know something about a chart. Maybe not necessarily this paradigm. In our last call, we had a whole bunch of people who were not familiar with our paradigm and were able to actually gain a lot from it by understanding our astrological paradigm. And so the next thing to talk about would be how every year we offer, usually free, the ones at December solstice are a little bit different, but we offer always 2, sometimes 3 webinars, seminars at the time of the equinoxes and the solstices. So the next 2 coming up, one is one I'll be doing on the September 21st. Just back up a little bit.
Oh, wasn't listed twice, was it?
There's twice. There's one for
There it is.
No.
No,
Before. Oh no, it isn't up
it's
there.
not listed. Sorry.
I thought it was on the original. We were working on this schedule thing just before the call. So there's the one that's happening on the 24th is happening at the cosmology training. So it'll have a live group there. And the purpose of that one is more advanced. It's like all the new discoveries about cosmology. And that will be presented as a free event on our schedule. And that'll be with me and the whole group of individuals, including most of the council, that will be there at that event. And so I'll be zooming in on that one from where I live. And so I can do that at a convenient hour for me. So it'll be happening when about 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock where I am. And it'll be at 4 o'clock in Arizona. I'm sorry, not then. At 8 o'clock a.m. for me, and at about 4 o'clock in Arizona. The one before that, which strangely has disappeared from what's on our website now, is one that I'll be doing since I'm not going to be at the event myself. We can't do two of them there because there's so much other teaching material that's going to be done at that event. So I'll be doing one actually on the 21st, and that'll be the one that is a more basic seminar. And that was the subject for that was suggested by you, Mary, which will be on a more beginner's level, how to understand the initiatory process that comes from the outer planets. And so that'll be like looking at the three worlds, the planetary initiations that are underworld, the planetary initiations that are middle world, and the ones that are of the celestial realm. And so you really don't need to know very much about astrology to really benefit from that, in the sense that you can see the value of astrology from the perspective of our school and our paradigm. And we do these every solstice and equinox, so there'll be a different topics at the end of the year for the December solstice, which we haven't posted yet. Mary is on a lot of those with me. Alwyn's been on a lot of those with me. Levi, Eric have been on those. I try to involve a lot of collaboration. The only one that only I am on will be the one on the 21st. Right.
Okay.
And lastly, just to mention, and we don't have a date set on it, but just so you can get a sense of how we're looking ahead to present things in the future, we're going to be beginning at the end of the year a call available for everyone, not just members, or anyone interested in our school or our paradigm, which will involve me sharing, number one, new insights that have come through, because this is an organic body of knowledge. I mean, it's not what we said 10 years ago is not exactly the same as what we keep discovering. And that is also represented by why we've done new courses. So all the courses have been updated. They haven't been released yet because it's taking a lot of work to come up to produce these new courses. So one thing that maybe the members may not know, or other people who want to take our courses, the old ones are still available, and you can take the old courses. They are filled with this amazing stuff. I mean, it's not like that much has changed, but there's like a new updated format for it. And the first one is going to be released the basic one is going to be released in September. But what I'm trying to say here is that for the thing at the end of the year, it will be to kind of give the information to everyone about what the updates to the paradigm have been. And the special feature of it is that my colleague Anya McAndrew, who I've for 6 years in a row did the Renaissance of the sacred events in Ireland and Scotland and Wales and Wiltshire, of which I think you've been, you were to two of them. Yeah, right. That we're going to be doing an update to what I used to always do at the end of those events, which had to do with a deeper dive into the question that has always consumed me my whole life: who are we and what the hell happened? So looking at the last 300,000 years, and there's been so much new data and information that's come through. I mean, every year it keeps accelerating. Discoveries in archaeology and anthropology, new books that have come out, and I will update. So very much so. Anyone who heard the first one I did in, I think, 2014, it's a lot of new material from that. So I'm very excited to be able to get back into that and to share that with everyone, the topics that I've just mentioned. And then lastly, again, it's a part of the lastly, next year, there's going to be a 3 or 4 part seminar series that I'm doing with Gemini Brett on the lunar standstill. And for those that have been on members calls, you know, there's been a lot more featuring this year to the out of bounds moons. But the major events that the out of bounds moon lead up to is when the moon walks on the land. The full on lunar standstill phenomena happened in 1969. It happened in 1987. It happened in 2006 and 2004 through 2005. And I'm just hoping that I'll get to go back to Callanish for that in 2024. I mean, that's going to be an amazing kind of opportunity to once again see how these stone circles were set up specifically for that. And if you cannot get to Scotland for that, you can always go to Chimney Rock to be able to see the same phenomena for the December solstice. And the one in England and the different sites in Scotland are all oriented toward the June solstice lunar standstill. So that's something very exciting, I think, for our school to look forward to. And I think that covers it. Your thoughts, Mary?
I would add one thing about our September on the land gathering, because I did attend a lot of those before the school went online. And my experience is once we create that sacred container, we really do experience time out of time, and there is magic. And it never ceased to amaze me, stun me. It's worth it just for the community, because this is our tribe and it is a family, and you really feel that when you come together. So I personally invite you, and I hope I get to see you there.
And it's truly the land and sky part of the ceremonial aspect. In fact, because that time frame is at the time of the equinox itself. And on the second night, actually, Awen, who's built a stone circle on his land, at the solstice sunset, as a group, will be placing that solstice stone. And so it's actually the same style as that great, amazing project that back in 20 years ago, that when I had the opportunity to be part of a project of building a stone circle, same size as Stonehenge, actually, the same diameter, at Paywood Hot Springs. Where at that time, we also placed the solstice and equinox stones at their respective season to be able to place those stones in ceremony. So that's one of the great extra events that will be happening at that equinox cosmology event. I'm so glad that so many of the council are going to get to be there, and to be there to witness also 5 graduations.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Because in our school, to be fully certified, it does involve the land and sky connection, not just, you know, taking the courses and learning how to read a birth chart, but to really have that direct experience with the sky, which was the original vision way back from 1981. You know, if you're going to do astrology, know the sky. You know, so we have a specific training for that. Gemini Brett who started his practice of astrology in our school, has certainly carried that into incredible dimensions of really the spirit of the land and sky connection. So this is finally a chance to kind of restart that flavor and essence of what it is that shamanic astrology is. And now, as we move into the third wave, anyone who gets graduates now, you can still call yourself a shamanic astrologer, but we also are calling it turning of the ages astrology. You know, so it's really the same paradigm, but it keeps evolving, right?
I kind of feel like we're going to be christening the new school when we gather together for the first time since since we've got the third wave. And I know we're going to miss you, even though we're going to get to see you on Zoom. And I'll be celebrating a 13th anniversary of having met you over the
Wow, 13th. That's fantastic. Yeah, right.
so
Um,
no regrets.
we also are hopeful, and we're still working out the details. Actually, Mary, I just found out that Oracle, where we were going to do the last all school gathering, that they still will honor the deposits that we gave them. And I'm just working out dates now with them. And it looks like the last week, Monday through Saturday of April, is available. So that looks like when we'll try to shoot for that. And that'll be an event. It's not a for certification event, but it's a chance for anyone interested in our school, members, and actually anybody can show up for it. But it will be an opportunity to do night sky work, but also to get presentations from other certified astrologers like Morgan and Eric and Gail and some of the other people who have done really original research. Will have an opportunity to present to the all school gathering. Yeah, I hope to be there myself, but we'll see. So that's quite a long, extensive journey. It's to show you exactly everything we're involved with. And just a reminder, our school is supported by membership. Please do consider that either on a basic or a premium level. And there's all these different things you can get involved with. And we have the newsletter. If you don't get the newsletter, well, no, I think in order to see this, you would have gotten the newsletter. But can consider, getting connected and involved with some of these things we're offering. And look forward to seeing you all down the road. Mary, thank you as always for your incredible dedication to this school and this paradigm. Certainly could not have gone to this next step without you. So
Thank you.
my
Thank you.
tremendous gratitude.
Thank you. All right.